What is the rarest thing to find inside of the Backrooms? Like, out of all the levels, the entities, the lore, blah, what is the hardest to find? A little over a year ago, I made a short here on YouTube asking that same question. And the top comment on that short said I should make a full-length video investigating and finding the hardest to find and most rare thing in the Backrooms. And here's that video, just a year and a half late. Thank you to Brownie the Dog 2637 for the video idea. So today I'm going to be diving deep into the lore, and I'm going to be finding the top 10 rarest things in the Backrooms. And I'm talking about everything. Levels, entities, objects, all of that. And I have a feeling that you probably forgot the #1 spot on this list even existed. And I'm not just saying that. So if that all sounds cool and you're really interested to see what is the rarest thing in the Backrooms, stick around for this video. We're gonna get deep into some lore here. Without further ado, without blabbering on, let's get into the video, shall we? Coming in last place at the 10th most rare spot is the Shady Gray. Now, the Shady Gray is a very, very enigmatic and strange level in the Backrooms. Many people haven't been there, and there's not much lore about it. The level itself is full of multiple different layers that are compacted on top of each other. It's all very hopeless, and it's all very deadly. You're gonna die if you go here, frankly. The stability and the geometry of the level is non-existent. Everything's black and white. There are weird creatures that are trying to rip your face off. You're not living, man. But the good news is it is extremely hard to find. And the reason that it made this list even at the 10th spot is because the only way to enter it is by entering the darkness in the basement level. Or even more rarely, you can enter the Shady Gray by going to the void. Literally no one in their right mind will voluntarily go to the void or the basement level at all. And even if they accidentally do, there's no saying that they would even come here. So the Shady Gray and all its weird stuff makes number 10. Coming in at the #9 spot is Entity 56. Entity 56 does not exist. The page literally says that. In fact, that's all the page says, is that it doesn't exist. And then it says, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up 5 times in a row. Thanks for yelling at me. So because literally nothing is documented about it, and it literally says it doesn't exist, I'm slapping it here at number 9 because I don't know what it is, frankly. That's literally it. That's the entire number 9. Coming in the 8th place spot is another entity, Entity 666 to be exact. If you remember Entity 666 from many years ago, this is the Happy Files virus, a very deadly creature, but a very rare creature. The entity manifests itself as a computer virus that can only be accessed on certain levels with certain access to the web. Not every Backrooms level has access to the internet. And even the ones that do, they might not have access to the correct place to find this entity. The only 3 websites on these various computers throughout the millions of Backrooms levels that the entity has been seen on are as follows: fileshare.backrooms, iirc.backrooms, and folders.meg. So in order to even have a chance to be interacting with this creature, or rather for the entity to kill you, you have to be interacting with those websites. The way this creature attacks and consumes its prey is by launching itself inside of a program that is infected with its viral strand, and then it'll simply jump scare you to death. Yay! But the reason it's on this list, and at the number 8 spot no less, is because it's so rare that you're gonna even come into contact with computers that have internet in the Backrooms, and even less likely to go to a computer that can get to those websites, unless you're really, really unlucky, and then you'll probably already be dead if you're that unlucky. And if you're not, you're dead now. Coming in at number 7 is level 696, the Infinity Scraper. This level is essentially a gargantuan building with a ton of different levels that go up and down for almost eternity. And the deeper you go into the level, whether it's up or down, the more corrupt and decayed the place gets, until eventually it just becomes a bunch of fragmented glitches and warps. But the reason that it finds itself on this list at all, and not just in the giant cosmos of every other Backrooms level, is because directly on the page, it says entry happens at random. And that means that it's really rare to get to, because who chooses when? How do you know what's random? Everything's random in the Backrooms. Plus, it's all the way up at 696, which is a high level in general, making it even rarer. And speaking of deep and rare levels, next up at number 6 is level -1000, the human limit. It just thundered outside the second I said -1000. That was very scary. This one pretty much speaks for itself. It is the -1000th level of the Backrooms, which means you gotta go through 999 levels negatively to get here, and then much less you have to survive the glitchiness, the warpiness, the uncanniness, the effects of all those levels, and then get to this place place where there's like no reality structure. You're just gonna die. To even get to level negative 999 before this, you have to get through a bunch of different weird places and unstable zones, and then climb up a giant tower, and then you have the chance of being sent here. So the reason it's at the number 6 spot is because it's deeper, and you're gonna probably die trying to get there. Now entering the top 5 at the number 5th spot, we have the entity called the Numbed Man. Now you might not remember this creature, or if you do, you're an OG, but this entity is deadly. The Numbed Man is a cognito hazard that just by you knowing it exists, it knows where to find you and how to kill you. So pretty much I'm actually condemning everybody to die that's watching this video. The entity itself looks vaguely human, just with its eyes and nose and mouth ripped or burned off, and that's why it's called the Numbed Man, because all of its senses, its 5 senses, have been cut off. The entity also has no physical barriers. It can simply just glitch from level to level at will, and it attacks people, like I said, only if they know that he exists. The good news is, instances of this creature are so rare and almost never documented that some people don't even think that it's real, which means that it's pretty rare. However, I'm sure like a couple 100,000 you're gonna see this video, which means that you might get a visit from the Numbed Man tonight. You're welcome. Number 4 is Object 99, the Hermes device. This is yet again another OG object that you might remember from the fandom many years ago, but if you've never heard of Object 99, it's very simple. Actually, it's not very simple at all, but I'm gonna dumb it down. The Hermes device is simply this. It is a human brain inside of a jar, and that jar has been filled with a mixture of memory juice and a melted level key. See, it's simple, right? Using this Hermes device, you can essentially hold it and jump through any level that you want for a certain radius, depending on how big the brain is and how many level keys you use and how much memory juice you use and yada yada yada. And it is in fact in the number 4 spot on this list because of how you have to make it. You have to get a human brain, and I don't think people are just going around killing people and extracting their brains. In fact, only a few of these objects even exist, and even less than that are the amount of people that know how to make it. Only like 2 people do. But ethical issues aside, and brain harvesting aside, and memory juice making aside, all of that's already difficult enough. Only like 3 Hermes devices even exist, and you'll likely never see or touch one, because if you had one, then you'd pretty much be unstoppable and you'd never be caught. Now, number 3 is level 998.2, and you might be surprised to see this one so high up. This level has been nicknamed Fight Club because of the movie. You know, no one talks about Fight Club because no one talks about this level. This entire sub area is thought to be manufactured and created entirely as a fake place by the Backrooms remodeling company. It is extremely rare for levels that are so high up in the lore and in number to even have sub-levels, but especially ones like this that don't even act or kind of relate to their main level at all. The expanse of this level is comprised of fake grass, weird shaped hallways and entrances, and entities that roam around fighting each other. It's like a giant fight club. It's located inside of a black void where there's no light or air, and it's very weird looking. There's fog, there's weird humanoid creatures, and everything is kept hidden about this level. No information is available to the public. In fact, it's even got its own code name. It's Asset 9982, because the Backrooms remodeling company and the Backrooms non-aligned trade group, they don't even want you finding this level. That's how secret it is. There's even a warning on the page that says, do not share or reproduce this document without the express permission of the Backrooms non-aligned trade group. So they're trying to keep it secret for a reason. It's almost like it's a underground entity fighting ring. But next, at the number 2 spot, is the Promised Land level. This is the level that some people believe is the real exit of the Backrooms, the way you get back to reality, your own home, and maybe your family or your dog or something. Some people believe it's fake, but most people believe it's real. This level is not documented on any major wiki or lore system, and it's almost been forgotten to time. Amongst the people who believe in it, it's almost considered to be a myth as well, kind of like something that's too good to be true. The Promised Land takes the appearance itself of these giant corridors of neon lights and these different levels with stores and living quarters and everything like that. There's a sense of hope in the Promised Land, and it's kind of like a heaven of sorts. You worked so hard to get through so many levels to get here, and you finally get rewarded by getting sent home, or to a fake reality where you just die. We don't know. Anyways, this level is not even confirmed to exist, and even fewer people believe it exists. And that's why it's made it all the way up here on the level 2 spot. Since it might be a Backrooms exit, I gotta put it up this high. And coming in at the number 1 spot for what I think is the rarest thing inside of the Backrooms is the object known as the Leviathan's Tooth. Now, I have a feeling personally that many of you didn't even know this existed, or you forgot it existed, or you just didn't know about it at all. But don't worry, because I'm here to tell you all about it. Object 66, the Leviathan's Tooth, is a clay tablet with engravings on it in an ancient language. But who cares what it looks like, because the main purpose of this clay tablet is to transport people directly from the Backrooms to reality. Like literally just making them escape. No matter what level they're on, no matter where they're at, they can get out with this Leviathan's Tooth. It is the only known and only canonized exit to the Backrooms that's not a level or even a myth, because this one is said to work. However, it's not as easy as it sounds, because you have to go through a series of trials to even try to harness the power of the object. Essentially and simply, if you somehow find the Leviathan's Tooth, there's one of them, only one, then when you grab it and you wish to go back to reality, you're thinking about where you want to go, your soul will be swapped for a soul of someone that you love, meaning that you will get sent back to reality, but the person you love will be sent to the Backrooms in your stead at a completely different random level. So let's just say for a second you find this Leviathan's Tooth and you're super happy to go back to reality, and you glitch back only to realize that you sent your own mom to the Backrooms forever. That would suck, right? That'd be awful. Well, unless you hate your mom. It's like the object chooses which person in your life to trade you for, and it's unknown how it does this. It's unknown where it came from. It's unknown who created it or why it's got scribblings on it in an ancient language. In most of the cases, the Leviathan's Tooth chooses not to work, and it won't even let people use it. Probably because they try to lie to it, saying that they love something else and all that stuff, but I don't know. The tooth now is said to be hidden deep in the vaults somewhere inside the Backrooms, and it's millions of levels. Probably never to be found again, which means that it is here at the number 1 spot for the rarest thing in the Backrooms. But now that you've heard my top 10 of the rarest things in the Backrooms, I do have some honorable mentions that didn't make the cut, and here those are now. Level Run for Your Life, the entity called Coco, or Entity 82, the Hermit entity, and the front rooms in general. But with those honorable mentions out of the way, that was what I think are the rarest things in the Backrooms. The top 14 or 15 or whatever I just listed, I can't count. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Let me know if you think I'm crazy or wrong. And let me know your top 10 list. I'm interested to hear what you have to say, and to see if we have anything that overlaps, if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. If you want more videos like this, leave a like. I love doing kind of research videos like this and top 15s and stuff. It's really fun. But like I said, if you want more, just leave a comment telling me so. Leave a like while you're down there. Also, while you're down there, check out Spoogly, my other channel, Toogly, my other channel, and my links to Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Thank you for all your support. I love and appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.